We are now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain. No blockade is a match for my piloting skill.
Hey, Cass. Knock, knock.
Go away, White.
This looks like the place. You ready to get my money or what?
Welcome to the offices of the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. I'm obligated to inform you that our coverage does not extend to incidents deemed to result from negligence, criminal activity, or... Some people, but no one in this office, I assure you, might call it stupidity.
It's like they say, there's no cure for that.
So, what kind of insurance package can I interest you in? We're not on Monarch. For all practical and tax-related purposes, this office is an official enclave of Byzantium. Legally speaking, corporations are not allowed to operate on Monarch, but financially speaking, there are certain costs to running a business from. So while our official address is in the city, and while our office here is technically... So we can... What's the phrase? Pass savings to the consumer, of course. Oh, it's certainly not about what I say. That's all down to our legal... Plenty. As my boss likes to say, there's a policy for every situation and an exclusion for every policy. We've insured unusually expressive eyebrows, outrageous statements, disastrous marriages. Usually character actors, or corporate execs with menacing stares. That policy is almost exclusively for our corporate clientele. In the unlikely event they make a claim... Those are mostly for top-rungers in Byzantium who have a lot of social and financial capital wrapped up in their marriage contracts. There's one for your beloved eloping with your sibling, your beloved eloping with their sibling, scandalous rumors forcing you apart, the revelation of a secret love child. We try to cover every possible hazard to domestic... One thing's for sure, you... I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one.
Are you serious?
Well, we interviewed the parents extensively. They had plenty of awkward childhood stories that illustrated their daughter's clumsiness and capriciousness.
Hey, those are entirely made up.
Furthermore, the claim spurred a whole line of fashion-related policies. It's become a very lucrative market. You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. And she's dead. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Imagine the paperwork. Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room that contains data on all our policies. And you'd, theoretically, add the beneficiary of your choice. But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud. Of course she is. The paperwork says so.
I like to think she's dead in spirit, but technically
That's impossible. By all accounts, she was an elegant and...
That's gotta be the...
Please, my policy only covers paper cuts and wrist strain. Very well. I'll do it. But then you've got to go. Confrontations like this will raise my premium. I'll need the name of the new...
Ellie Fenhill?
If you say so. The payouts will flow exclusively into the new account. I hope Ms. Fenhill enjoys her newfound
Can we talk?
You gotta teach me that.
You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I'll be... Hey, you did the real work. All I had to do was not be dead. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Sure. You did my job, so here's your fee. Don't make it weird. Even you've got to be in it for the money now and then. Why else would you go through all this trouble? You sure? Because my kind of friends will pick your pocket clean while they're getting hammered with you. Well, I've got a few years of experience. Still, maybe you've got a point. Maybe it's good to watch someone's back. So, you just keep the money. One of us has... It's nothing personal. It's just the closest thing I've got. Anyway, enough of the touchy... Some...
Stay safe out there. Sam, I must confess, I have not been cleaned for far too long. You're sure this will... Oh, yes. That's the spot exactly. I... Why, I didn't expect you to be so thorough. I am ashamed to admit. Oh, Captain, there you are. Pardon, but perhaps you could afford us some privacy, please? We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
I've always loved this.
You, with the hips. Over here. Let me take a closer look at you. Don't speak. Hold that posture for a moment. The way you rest your weight against your hip suggests a certain rugged charisma possessed only by the... Your walk, your posture, the cut of your clothes, you carry yourself with the bearing of a no... I'm Celeste Jolicoeur, and you... Darling, you and that brutish swagger of yours. I'm working on a new line of clothing that will shock this city to its core. Marvelous! You and I are gonna wake the... What I need is a survey of the outside world. Also... Oh, you cad! You'll be the talk of Byzantium. I'll need you to model for me the following. And when I say spacer gear, I mean an outfit worn by real spacers. None of that garbage spacer...
No tall shoes, though. I mean it.
You have the bearing... Fabulous! If I were an enterprising spacer in need of a wardrobe... Outside Byzantium? Yes, and I'm... Anyway, I'm quite certain... Byzantium has lost its... I want to make... I'm not some common but... You're very...
You don't gotta be so forward about my reasons, Captain.
Let me get a good look at you. My word. Such muscular...
I am...
Nonsense, you're absolutely lovely. Chin up now. Let me do a back of... Love? That's the ultimate luxury, darling. Love.
I don't get why that's funny, ma'am.
Oh, my cherub. Who woos for... All right, Captain. Here... Darling, do I look like... There are some things I simply cannot skimp on, darling. Now stand back. Back! I'll enter the set... And there we are, my darling girl. I wish you a
What? Oh, no, ma'am. All them eyes staring at me? I couldn't. No way, no how. I get scared just thinking on it.
I wish you weren't so shy, my Violet. You truly are...
If I do somehow drop dead in here,
What can I do?
Oh, can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome, I'm almost afraid to touch it. You know, there's a part Junlei's been looking for. To fix up the air cyclers. I know. For a while, it felt like everything... Next time we dock with Groundbreaker, I'm doing it. I'll send June a message and... Oh, this is real scary, Captain. I'm grateful.
Crew report. Bioka is drunk. Surprise.
I swear, next time we put into Groundbreaker, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask her over. Oh, I'm so nervous. Having trouble focusing on my work.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
All right. She's on her way. Oh, my hands have finally stopped. Anyhow, so I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I ain't need your help. I can do it on my lonesome.
What did he say to that?
Have at it then. And he handed me his favorite wrench, the one he used for the canner. He's probably half as tall as I was.
He didn't scold you for talking back to him?
Nah, he was never like that. I always thought it was funny when I get indignant about something.
Good to see you, boss.
Something on... I'm a surgeon. No. No com...
Hey, Cap.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity... something... I wouldn't say my parents disowned me, strictly speaking. But before they died, I couldn't understand. I was so certain.
Captain, Felix and the Vicar are arguing again.
Okay, Captain, she's gone. I feel like running laps around the cargo bay. So she got here, and, well, she sneezed. She said, wow, new soap? And I was like, yeah, rose-ish. Turns out it tickled her nose. Oops. And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't hear the rest on account of my heart was beating so hard. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread. She stood stock still and just said, oh, real soft. Oh, and let me tell you, I was sweating. And then she blinked and said, "Is that dustbat casserole?" I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live... monarchian? Monarchist? Monarch person. Sure was. Near best thing to homemade, June Lace. When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary. Said she had a... But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so bold. I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted. Strong. Smarter and And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired. She was worried she wouldn't get the words out right, especially after that message. Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And Captain, she said yes! And then she sneezed again, on account of the flowery soap. We talked about it some. I told her I wasn't sure how it'd work, how I've had a bad time of it. She said we'll take it as it comes. Fix things together. It's all on your account, you know. Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater. I don't know nothing about the Vicar's capital P plan, but you sure... So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin and happy scream into my pillow for like an hour.